Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be explaining about Munshify CRM. So I'll start off with the leads module. There are two ways to add leads. One, you can upload them in bulk by dragging and dropping a CSV file or an Excel sheet. Or second, you can add them manually. If you click on add manually, you can fill in all the details of the leads, the major details, primary ones, and also the professional details. And you can click on create. Once you've clicked on create, you'll see the list of all the leads stored so far. So here you can either use the search option to search for a particular lead, or you can apply filters and filter out the leads that you want. Also, there are two options here, the table view and the Kanban view. So what you see now is the table view where all the leads are stored in a tabular form. In the Kanban view, they'll be stored based on a certain condition. So here we can see the filter is lead status. So based on that, all the leads have been stored so that it's easier to contact. So apart from that, if you click on any particular lead, you'll come across something called lead bio. So here you can see all the details of a particular lead. You can edit the lead, call or message the lead accordingly. You'll also see something called the lead flow, where you get to know when a particular lead was prospected, when they were contacted, etc. Apart from that, you also have an option to convert it to a deal. Here you see multiple other modules linked to it. If you want to add any particular task related to deal, you just have to click on add task and fill in the details. Similarly, you can schedule a meeting with the lead as well, or add any extra notes which is required with respect to that particular lead. So in the lead bio, all the information with respect to a particular lead will be stored. Apart from this, we have something called deals. So here deals basically mean a quotation or a proposal. If you add manually, you can fill in all the details related to a deal. You can also mention the deal amount and probability of the deal success by which the potential revenue can be calculated. You can also select with respect to which lead this deal or quotation is being made. And few other details can also be filled. Once you click on create, you'll see the list of all the deals, just like the way in leads. And you can add any filters or search accordingly. And here we have something called the deals bio. When clicked on, you'll see all the details about the deal. You can schedule a meeting with a particular client here, or you can add any task as well. It works in a very similar manner to the lead. You'll also see the potential revenue generated, which I had mentioned earlier. So that's majorly how deals work. Next, we have something called customers. Customers are the leads who have been converted. So any person who has purchased the product comes under the customer category. So we can fill in all the customer details manually, or we can fetch it from the leads module as well. Once the details have been filled, you can click on create and see the customers table where all the information is stored. The sorting and filtering options work similarly. Next, we have something called planner, where we have tasks and meetings. So tasks and meetings can either be added separately or through the lead bios or deal bios as shown. If you're adding them manually, you'll have to just fill in all the details. So select the status, set the priority, and the due date and reminder is very useful here, as the reminder is generated automatically when the due date is nearby. If you click on create task, you'll see a list of tasks that's been created. You can edit the task here as well if you want to, or you can take any actions based on the options available. So coming to meetings, there are three types. One, the daily meeting, weekly, and monthly. So based on our requirement, we can check the number of meetings that's been scheduled. These meetings can be created using the create meeting option. We can fill in all the details like the date and time when it will be conducted, the participants, any extra notes to be added, or any documents that is to be read before attending the meeting. And you can click on create meeting. You see the color code here, which determines the status of the event. Also, this calendar that's visible will be linked to Outlook and Google Calendar both. So that way it can be integrated even with tools like Calendly. Next, we have something called products. So products stores all the information related to a particular product or service. We can mention the basic details, the pricing part, and also the stock information. Stock information is useful when it comes to a reorder reminder. So based on the quantity that needs to be delivered and the current stock, the reorder reminder will be generated accordingly to the notifications part. That is the major benefit of products module. Once we click on create, all the information related to the products we have so far will be displayed, and the filtering options work in a similar manner compared to the other modules. Next, we have something called service management or tickets. So you can just click on create ticket and a ticket number will be generated automatically. They can fill in all the details related to the ticket. We can select the customer. They can assign it to any particular person and even select the escalate to recipient. Here, if a particular ticket has not been resolved by the due date, a mail will be sent to the person mentioned in the escalate to that a ticket has not been resolved. So they can clarify why it wasn't resolved and get updates accordingly. Apart from that, it works very similar to tasks. You can set the priority, you can select other details too. And if this particular ticket is linked to any other task or ticket, it can be attached over here. So once we click on create ticket, we see a similar table such as the other modules. On clicking it, we'll see a ticket bio, which has all the information. On the activity log, we can track the changes that's been made. And tasks, notes, and other modules can be attached to that particular ticket as well. So this is how ticket works. Next, we have something called database, where we have contacts and documents modules. Contacts here is a collection of all the modules mentioned previously, like the leads, deals, customers, etc. So all the information can be stored in a single repository, or it can be fetched from the other modules. This will be easier to track when it comes to a new product. We can fill in the details and click on create. So all the contact details will be visible here, and filtering options can be done just like the other modules. Speaking of documents, there are two types. One is the folder and second is the file. So we can either add a folder or store the information in a file as well. So we can just click on it and attach any document that we want to, or we can upload it using the option over here. So all the information related to any tasks, meetings, or leads, the documentation part can be stored in this particular module. That's the major benefit of the database. Next, we have something called reports. Coming to reports, we don't have to manually create any report here. It will be automatically generated using the create report option. We just have to select the modules that we want the report for and the field and other attributes that's linked with it. There are two types of filters, generic and specific. Generic will generate a report based on the modules and attributes mentioned. And specific, we can add comparison values as well. Maybe we can compare it to a previous report or something and generate it accordingly. If you click on create report, we see a list of reports that's been generated so far. We can download it into an Excel sheet if we want, or we can just view it over here by clicking on the preview part. So this is how the report module works. And finally, we have something called the dashboard. The dashboard contains an overview of all the modules that's been mentioned so far, along with a brief summary of other modules such as leads, deals, upcoming meetings, and high priority tasks. We can also add a performance monitor here, as the whole dashboard is completely customizable. So based on our requirements, any kind of graphical representation can be added. Apart from that, we can determine whether we want a default dashboard or a customized one. And all the notifications that's been generated through the reminders will also be visible in the notifications column. So this is how the dashboard works. And the remaining modules in the CRM are connected to the dashboard accordingly. So that's it from my side.